So I've been waiting for a bunch of parts to arrive to finish up this super bass. They're finally here. I have not done the impedance selector switch yet. I have not done the power cable yet. I have put in new components here for the turrets that we added to fix the burnt areas in the bias and rectification area of the board. All that's been redone. I've got this 15K timped in. That's what's on the schematic. I think I'm going to have to go up to like a 22 or 27 to get the final bias range just dialed in properly. I have installed a master volume, which is very, very nice on these things, very necessary. I have not installed the dummy plug for this hole here. We still have these two speaker jacks here from 1974. And let's see, the tubes he provided, 4 Mesa branded 6550s, this one and this one, are just on the verge of being too microphonic to really want to use, but in the head you could probably get away with it. That's his call. Other than that, they're sounding okay. The 3 vintage, really old preamp tubes he supplied seem to be very noisy, but I think it might just be that they need the pins cleaned very thoroughly, and the sockets definitely need to be cleaned. I've got some known good tubes in here, and this amp still wants to make noise. So I've got some deep cleaning to do, maybe some retensioning, maybe all that'll go away at that point. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but as you just heard, it is making sound. And that was the big thing I wanted to be sure of before I went any further, because this was such a calamitous mistake here in the bias supply where they connected the B plus to the bias. So the bias, instead of having negative 35, negative 40 volts on it, had positive 400 volts, which would have just killed the old output tube, certainly killed the fuse, and I was concerned it might have damaged the output transformer. From what I can tell, the output transformer is fine. So I've got a guitar plugged into the treble channel. Let me show you what I have done. The only thing I've done, which is not stock super bass. In the stock super bass, V1A and V1B both shared this cathode. It was an 820 ohm resistor bypassed with a 330 microfarad cap, which is just crazy. That's flat down to like 0.3 hertz or something. I have put in a split cathode. So V1A, which is for the normal channel, has the 820, and it's bypassed with a 22 microfarad, which is still totally full range. It's just not going to be quite as potentially sludgy. And V1B has the 2.7K bypass with a 0.68, 680 nanofarad, which is what you'd find on a super lead or even a lead or 1980, the 1987 or the 1959. But that by itself just shaves some low end off the response of this channel and gives an upper mid-range emphasis. Other than that, this circuit is stock super bass, aside from the master volume edition. I've not added any bright caps. I might play around with that after I speak to the owner. I don't think it needs it. I think it sounds pretty good. Now here's an SG on the bridge, and I've got the volume off. And there's some pretty good bleed there. That'll go away when I redo the grounds. I've not redone the ground scheme yet. I want to make sure the output transformer was good before I spent any more of the guy's money, just in case we needed to do a big investment on a hunk of iron, which we don't. So let me go to bridge middle and turn it up a little bit. So that's cleans on the treble channel. If I go to the bass channel, the normal channel, you're going to hear why it's called that. If I turn that up a little bit, pardon the hum, this is not, the chassis is not shielded, and I'm sitting with pickups a foot away from the transformers. That was bridge pickup, believe it or not. It's a very thick sound, which can be great on its own. It can be great blended in with the treble channel. Most people, however, do use the treble channel. I'll show you a bit more of that at higher gain now. And turn the master volume down a little bit for myself. Couldn't help myself, had to turn the master up a little bit at the end. The sound with this master volume is about as close as to a transparent master volume as you get on a 100 watt amp. Here's with it very low. Great for practice, great for smaller stages, but when you turn this thing on to 10, it's out of the circuit. Just realized, didn't have the camera pointed. Master volume's here. I guess you saw it earlier in the video. Anyway, I'm really pleased with this. Hopefully when I turn it up, it didn't clip my mic pre because I'd set it for a certain level and I got a bit carried away. If it clips, if I got a little bit of clipping because I got excited, forgive me. I'm just so delighted that this thing is actually making music again. And all the remaining issues, all the staticky, crackly bits and the background hum and all that, that's about to go away now that I know that the iron is good. Thanks for watching.